Good evening. Before I get started with my remarks, though, I'd kind of like to get the folks that are on the reunion committee up a little bit nearer the front, please, okay? Well, I guess it was I'm just too short. Anyway, to everyone who's here tonight, first of all, if you don't know me, I'm Loren Yukawa. I was the senior class president. And I think there was something in the website about guessing who the hell I am. So if you guessed me, you were right. You don't win anything, though. So to everybody who's here tonight, welcome. And this being homecoming weekend for Northmont High School, to everybody who went to Northmont High School, regardless of whether you're in the class of 71 or not, welcome home. And I say welcome home for another reason too. I'm saying welcome home to you whether you came in from out of state or from out of town, or whether you live in this area. One thing that I really didn't do that much to help get the reunion going and organized and everything like that. But one thing I did do was I helped try to find lost people that we didn't have addresses for. And it was kind of striking how many of you still live in this area. And we've had people scattered out to all corners of the world, really, but there are a lot of us that are still living in this area. And I personally developed the theory that I think it's because of the way we were brought up. We were brought up in our families, and we were brought up in our communities, and we were brought up in Northmont High School to think of this as our home. And I think so many of us are still here because if you're home, why the hell do you need to go somewhere else? So I think I salute the people that are still around, that stuck around here. And I'm glad to have the opportunity to see all of you tonight. I was talking to a friend of mine one time, and he said, I'm never going to one of these high school reunions, because if I want to see any of those people, I'll give them a call and go see them. But I find it very gratifying that so many people did so much hard work to get all these events going this weekend, so that I have the chance to see all of you without having to give you a call and come see you. And there's so many familiar faces out there and familiar names. And the only problem is a lot of you seem to have like this face I remember, but I can't remember your name for anything. And the other ones have like a name tag that says, I know that name, but God, I can't see that face that I remember in that name tag. But anyway, I remember at the 25th reunion, Gail Hines and I ran into each other, and I said, I know that person. And I snuck a peek at her name tag. And Gail caught me, and she said, Loren, you shouldn't have to remember my name by looking at my name tag. Well, Gail's here tonight. Say hi, Gail. And that's really just a sneaky way, so when I run into her later, I won't have to look at her name tag. She just raised her hand. And this is also not just an opportunity to reconnect with people that you knew well from before, but maybe to connect a little bit for the first time with people that you remember from high school, but you really didn't know that well. I remember that at the 10th reunion, I happened to be sitting at a table next to Bill Harzani. And I didn't really know Bill that well in high school, but we got to talking, and I found out Bill had a good sense of humor, and he was interesting to talk to. And when we were putting together when we heard about that they were going to have this reunion this weekend, I thought, boy, I'd like to see Bill again. I thought I'd like to hear what he's been up to. Unfortunately, Bill's not with us anymore, so he wasn't able to be here. And on that note we do have a slideshow that remembers the folks that have passed on, and Larry will be mentioning them in his invocation remarks as well. We're not going to have a specific ceremony for them, but that doesn't mean we're not thinking about them. There have been a number of things that have already gone on, and the reunion committee is responsible for having put those together, and there's still tonight and there's still tomorrow. But right now, I think it would be appropriate to take some time to recognize the reunion committee. So everybody who was on the reunion committee, could you come up to the front so people can see who you are?